When working on your spa, make sure that you turn off the breaker at the panel.
So if you're having problems with your spa and you notice that the temperature on your display is not the same as the actual water. So what mine was reading was, it said 80 degrees and the spa was about 102. This is a temperature sensor, and there's another sensor in the spa, and I'll explain why I have it here in the water in a minute. There's a high temp sensor, and a lot of these are going to be the same. This is about a 20-year-old spa, and this is the Optima unit. So anyway, this is the high temp one. It's in this heater unit here, but the normal temperature sensor, this one I actually replaced a year and a half ago and it's already failed, and it goes up through there. That's what I'm replacing today. But specifically, I wanted to show you how simple it is to find out if you have a bad sensor. So there is a table, I will put a link in the description here, with temperature and ohm reading, the resistance. So the water right here is about 95 degrees. And if we turn our multimeter to the ohm setting and we test resistance of this new sensor, should say around 19 or 20, and the table, yeah, see this, so this one's reading right. I tested this the other day. This sensor is so bad now it's not even giving me a really good reading at all, but the other day it said like twice what it should be, so I knew it was bad. And the other way that you can check this, on this little port here, so this thing plugs in, look, it says sensors right up there, and that's handy. This one goes in on the end, and by the way, that all you need to take these out, there's just two tiny little tabs and something as simple as a little straight pick. You probably could get a little screwdriver in there, but the pick is about what you need. And these are very, very fragile, so you don't need to push very hard. And once they release, you just push in on the end here and they pop right out. All right, so that new one's gonna go in on the end here, but this one is the high temp sensor, and that should have the same ohm reading, the same resistance reading as the other sensor, because it too is a temperature sensor, but it's telling the board, hey, it's real hot in here. So hopefully that will help you understand and not be overwhelmed about doing this job. The easiest way to do this, by the way, in my opinion, is just drain the water right below the sensor. Then you tape the new one very carefully, and then just pull the wire all the way through. Using the old sensor, you have to cut the other end, but then you just pull it through, and then you have your new wire, and you can just easily feed it up through here. So if this visual doesn't scare you, this job is for you. And you know, like I said, be careful with the using your pick to get this out. They're very, very gentle, sensitive little pieces of contact, and those little locks, those little tabs on this thing are the reason that this will stay inside of your connector, and those little tabs just slide right in there. So hopefully that helps. So this is just plastic, so be very careful. It doesn't need a whole lot. And we're just trying to get it started here. And that's going to be about all we need. And this is threaded. There's a little gasket here. gross and dirty. So we'll do something with that. So there's our wire. And we're just going to tape the new one on there and pull it through. Okay, so we have our cutoff end from our old sensor. And I've already ran this through once with the tape and the new wire, but forgot to put the gasket on. So slide this all the way down onto your new sensor, if your gasket is still in good shape, and then we'll tape it onto the new one and be in good shape. Okay, we have our old wire, the green one, and we're gonna just pull it through. You might need to get it started on this end, because as you're pulling it through, you know it's gonna probably catch on the hole that the too gassy. So all we need to do is that. Just feed it through a little bit and give yourself plenty of slack. And again, make sure that you have your gasket on here, or you have to pull this through. And there's our new wire. So we're just going to follow the old green one. Comes up here. It's going to come in the box here. I'm going to clip it into there with a new zip tie. Plug it in here, and we should be good to go. All right, so we're following the path of the old wire with our new red wire. It comes in there. All right, so now it's time to pull this all the way out. Get this thing out of here. Red one comes up. Still our protective. This is that little heat shrink that they package it with. There's our little guys. I would leave this on there just until we have it fed all the way through, so we don't hurt those little clips, as I almost just did. Alright, so up through here. Make sure the wire isn't, you know, like obstructing anything. There's really not a whole lot going on in here. There's a pump. Well, there's two pumps, but anyway. So, all right, so now the red is on the bottom here, and the little tiny tab faces out. So it just pushes in the back. And let's make sure our orientation is right. It is. Little tab on the outside. And you'll hear a little tiny click. Same thing with the black one. Boom. And then this only plugs in one way. There's a tab on the top. And then these little guys slide over, and then they lock in so this thing doesn't go flying out. There we go. She's locked now. So if we'll just loop this up a little bit here. It's almost like you're a pro, you know? Zip tie. No one's going to probably be inspecting your work, so you don't need to trim the zip tie. But if you want to be crazy nuts, go ahead and trim that. But, you know, they're not, it's not precision in here. This is precision, but this wire, yeah, they just like, well. So anywho, that's that. Put your cover back on, fill your water back up, and you should be fine. That's how simple it is to do a temp sensor in your spa.
testing here at the end, you can see that the thermometer probe is reading 76.5 and the sensor says 77, so we're good.